advisor to the Minister of Agrarian Policy and Food for Ukraine. He joins us now live from Kiev. All right, Markiyan, another tragedy, of course, that is developing is an agricultural one. The fact that Ukraine and Russia are such big producers of goods like wheat. Give us a sense of the situation right now.
Good morning. Have to say that situation in agrarian sector in Ukraine is really not very good. We faced the lack of export capacity because of blockade of our Black Sea port. Before the war, we exported about 5 million tons per month. Now our export capacity is about 1.5 million tons a month. We have a lot of grain and oil seeds in our grain storages, more than 22 million tons. We face the problem that our farmers cannot sell and cannot export the grains. So there are real difficult questions about next sowing campaign.
Okay, so Russia has even said to the rest of the world, why don't you take off some of the sanctions, let some of that grain flow out? But depending on how you look at it, it's either a possibility to avert crisis or using food as a weapon. Is it necessary at this point?
This suggestion of Russian looks like blackmailing the world with the hunger. At the same time, the organization of these corridors for the export of Ukrainian grain is the work of the UN and the top leadership of Ukraine, which is undoubtedly ongoing and very important for global food security.
So where do you see this going? And we're already seeing absolutely soaring prices, for example, of wheat in places like Egypt, other parts of Africa and the Middle East. It's disturbing to think of where this will be months down the road.
The problem is that not only Ukraine, but all the world needs these corridors to export our grain, because our grain was distributed for about 400 million people in the world. So the problem is that in months or two, the world can face a really difficult food security crisis.
What about within Ukraine? There are parts of the country where Russian forces retreated or that were not affected by the war. Are people having access issues to food across the country at this point?
If we talk about the occupied territories and territories which were not under attack, we have no problems with food. The problem is some difficulties in sowing campaign because a lot of fields were mined. So approximately we didn't sow in this campaign about 2.9 million hectares.
All right.
So it can only have it will also have an impact in global food security.
Surely. All right. Markiyan Dmytrasevych, thanks so much.